It's time to talk about the working of presupposition in the real world. Before we move on, I would just like to share that the working of presupposition in real world may be very testing and deep for ordinary learners of uh, a language, especially those who are communicating with each other in a second language which is not their mother tongue. So, in order to look into the working of presupposition in the real world, it would be better to understand it in your own first language first, and then try to dig deep, dig this deep into a second language. In order to elaborate, I would just like to cite some examples from English and Urdu in this topic. Uh, you might have heard various sentences from various speakers of English, and also from the speakers of this language who have learned it as a second language. And if we just try to note down the use of certain words used by both native and non-native speakers of English, we might be able to understand the use of presuppositions deeply, especially related to certain words. It may not be particularly or specifically related to their general uses. Rather, it takes us beyond to their aesthetics and their general understanding, socio-cultural, as well as their emotive understanding of the word in a certain culture. Let's have a look at the words some and any here. For example, if you look at the sentences in front of you here, uh, the first one says, I have locked the door so someone does not get in. We have another sentence for a similar situation. I have locked the door so no one gets in. Uh, Focus on the words some and someone and no one here. And you will see these sentences are said in almost the same situation, but might convey different pragmatic or static meanings. We will look further into the use of words some and any in the following examples, and we'll try to trace this point further. In second example, it's a brief conversation between a guest and a waiter. A guest is a lady. Waiter asks to the lady, would you like something to drink? Focus on the word something to drink. And lady uh, is reading something and she doesn't bother what is being said by the waiter, or she simply ignores it, or she probably couldn't listen to it. Waiter says it again, Madam, would you like something to drink? Lady says sorry, as she haven't heard it previously. Waiter says it again, something to drink. Lady says, yes, I would like coffee. Please, I would like coffee. So, if you say the repeated use of something here, so we could emphasize upon a certain point we want to establish here. The use of someone in example 1 and the use of something to drink in example 2, they trigger some existential presupposition in a way that another expression, anything to drink, might not. And that's probably is the reason that we consider something to drink is more inviting as compared to anything to drink. And this is probably the reason that most or more hospitable host would say some more drink or some more coffee instead of saying uh, any more coffee or any more drink. Anything is less inviting or is less hospitable, whereas something is more inviting and more hospitable. If we just try to translate that in our own language, we say, if just consider that you are saying somebody, क्या आप कुछ और लेंगे? इसकी जगह पे अगर आप ये बोलो, आप कुछ और तो नहीं लेंगे? So you decide yourself which is more inviting and which is more hospitable? Obviously, the first statement, क्या आप कुछ और लेंगे, in which I assume based on my own domestic experience that the first statement is more appropriate and probably would invite the guest in a better way instead of the second statement, which is आप कुछ और तो नहीं लेंगे. So in such statements, we might see that how presupposition work in the real world. The use of the words, similar words in same situations might convey different assumptions in various situations. As we know that this use of anything uh, anything may be less inviting, and this may not be reasonable for another reason also, because it is a negative polarity item which can only occur in negative or hypothetical constructions. For example, conditionals or interrogative sentences. Because of this hypothetical context of this word any or anything, we could use this word any in sentences where we have to convey some negative message or some less polite message. For example, when during a road construction we need to convey something, we will probably include the word any. As in this example, we usually read as the instructions written there, sorry for any delay, instead of sorry for some delay. So words do have certain assumptions. When we look at the use of assumptions in the real world, we can have their deep understanding. So for any learner or researcher in pragmatics, they need to look at the real use of presuppositions in their daily conversation also, and in this way probably they can practice it more.